On the Fringe with Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Plane crash. We've got the bill made it through, the big, beautiful bill. We've also got crazy shooting, 2 shootings actually that have happened. Weird stuff going on. And then, of course, the weird timing, of course, of Comey talking about 86-47. That's not lost on anybody right now. So, again, strange. A lot of things happening. Jump into it. Got a live show I got to try to get ready for here in the next few hours. All said. Multiple people on a private plane that crashed into San Diego neighborhood are apparently dead. It looks like that we've got, best we can tell anyway at this point, I think they've said 8 injured, 2 dead. They're saying all the injuries are coming from this airplane. It is a plane that can hold up to 10 people. They're not 100% sure how many are on board, but at the same time, like I've said, I've seen a couple different stories that suggest 2 killed, 8 injured. Nobody actually injured on the ground. Just, it seems, people on the plane. So again, a pretty nasty little fatality that happened down there. A lot of jet fuel got splashed around it, cooked up a bunch of houses. I mean, it made quite the mess. To say the least. So yeah, very, very sad. Certainly, anyone that's lost their lives, it's very sad. Always. Here is, I guess, kind of a little bit, give you a little feel for what happened.
Lost my wig and then came crashing into this car.
I don't know, it kind of looks like they made an attempt to get down the street, maybe. I don't know what street they were trying to go for. Maybe this one here. Like maybe they were trying to land on the street. I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't know what happened. I don't know if we just got pilots that are blanking out. I mean, this is weird. Obviously, I'm very curious to see who these people on board were. That's always very important. We'll see. California craziness, and this is why you guys should never, ever allow Gavin Newsom anywhere near the presidency, because, of course, he's going to try. But they are... they're still trying to get this stupid rail thing going. First off, in our budget, they're still giving $1 billion a year to this project. The federal government has pulled back all the money. The deadline that it was originally going to be done was 2033, and that's still, it was supposed to be done, I think, forever ago. But, 2033 was the new time, and there's still no chance in hell. There's literally no track has been laid. They've built some bridges. They've done crap like that. They've done nothing else. Just an entire boondoggle, complete and total waste of money. Kevin Kiley posted this. It's kind of cool. It's over. The Senate just passed my resolution to stop Newsom's gas car ban. It now heads to President Trump's desk. This is a bipartisan national repudiation of the utter insanity Newsom has inflicted on our state. Beautiful. Shutting down Gavin Newsom. Amen to that. Major papers published AI hallucinated summer reading list of non-existent books. I still think it's really funny how much stuff people use AI for right now. I've used it for some stuff to correlate, find some info, and I'm not saying I use it the right way or whatever, but I find a lot of people like ask it questions and feel like if it gives some sort of moral answer or some sort of, I don't know, there's a lot of people that ask very strange questions of an AI. It's like, why don't you just ask yourself? What do you think? Why are you asking that to AI? It's so strange anyways. But what's fantastic about this is a whole bunch of the books that were on this reading list that ChatGPT created for Chicago Sun-Times, which is going broke right now. They fired a bunch of people, and they're using AI to do all this stuff. Well, the AI made up book names, literally made up books for the summer reading list. Made them up. Go figure. Congresswoman Nancy Mace has officially filed a resolution to expel Rep. LaMonica McIver after she was caught on video assaulting federal officers outside of an ICE detention facility in New Jersey. I am very suspicious right now that she might be the one that they're going to try to get the race riots going with. And I think they're probably going to arrest her. I think she knows it. I think she wants to be. And I think she thinks, and I don't know if this part's going to work out for them the way they want. I think she thinks that people might riot for her.
Congresswoman, you are now facing a federal charge, though. Are you afraid of what's going to transpire now?
You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
I don't think she has as good a voice as some of the people. And I don't know if it's just me probably being mean. Sure. Glasses are kind of crooked, sweetheart. I don't know what's going on here, right? I know I had the problem too with mine. Like the one side, my ears are actually not evil. Well, they're not that either, but they're not level. Let's try that word. I don't think they're evil. They shouldn't be. Last I checked, anyways. Healthy Home, guys. I love this product. I love these guys. I love everything about what they are doing. It is a powerful product. Go to danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com, also known as Heal Thy Home. Again, healthy choices lead to healthy lives. STEM Active, what it does is it helps enhance your own body's ability to create stem cells and enhances them 25 to 40% within an extraordinarily short period of time. These are your cells that heal you. They're cells that can become anything. STEM Active is an incredible way to enhance healing. I was having major issues with my shoulder. My girlfriend has calcification in her shoulder. I've got another friend that's got shoulder issues. I've got a friend that's been getting bit by ticks, and the tick injuries are significantly healing quicker. And all of us with our shoulders are better now. It's a trip how well STEM Active works. It literally helps boost your own internal healing incredibly well. There's the pills, or there is the gel, which is a liquid. Whichever way you feel good about it, it is a product you want to check into. For a lot of our lady friends out there, Balance is a product that helps with the hormone changes that start to happen as we age. This isn't actually putting hormones inside of you. It's using 14 potent plant-based ingredients that help restore balance back to your life, balance to your sleeping, balance to your temperature, balance to your temperament, balance to your emotions. Just brings balance back to your life. People are talking about sleeping much, much better than they were before. This is an extremely powerful product. It's a lotion. It's transdermal. Literally, you put it on like your wrist, and then you rub it in with your other wrist. And then, boom, you're good. You do that once a day. This stuff's awesome, and it tends to last a couple months, 2-3 months. I mean, it's for what you're paying. It actually lasts a lot longer than, say my STEM Active, which is literally 60 pills. You take 2 a day. That's 30 days. There's just no way around it. Balance is one where you kind of control how much you use, and, yeah, some people have gotten this thing to last. Pretty powerful. Amaze is an incredible collagen peptide product. Helps if you got sagging, sore skin, joint discomfort. Actually, with my girlfriend doubling up on it, the thing on her forehead is finally going away. It used to just kind of, it would dim a little, if you will, but I could still see it. Now it's literally going away. It's becoming hard to see. She's been doubled up on it. She's been doing this for about a month now, and she's loving it. First off, she was having issues with her hair. This is helping with that. Her nails are growing like crazy. She is just feeling a lot better and a lot healthier. She's also been sleeping better at night. So Amaze is an amazing collagen peptide. Collagen helps with just the most important protein in your body. It's very, very awesome. Prime, I love. It's instant energy, frankly. It expands your vessels in your body. So nitric oxide booster, it actually just helps expand. It helps make more happen through your veins, which gives you just more energy, more oxygens, making it to all your cells. And of course, like with us, stem cells are important in our pets. You got a pet that's maybe gone through a surgery, it's got some hip dysplasia, maybe it's got arthritis, things that require healing, right? STEM Active does the same thing for pets. It enhances the number of stem cells. Go to danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. Make sure you make these healthy choices, and you are going to see your home healed, right? Heal thy home. Make the healthy choices, and you will see a huge difference in your life. Heal thy home. That's awesome stuff. All right, so 2 Israeli embassy staff members were gunned down outside of a Jewish museum in D.C. They caught the individual who did it. Kind of weird how it happened. He shot him, then he runs inside the museum and then says some stupid stuff, and they arrested him basically there. Up to the time I was recording, since last night, this person's been constantly being questioned. The 2 individuals that were killed apparently were a Jewish Christian couple. Now, again, this has the earmarks, unfortunately, and I feel for the loss of anybody, it's horrible. But this very much has the earmarks of something being done to make what Israel's about to do more tolerable. I think Israel's, obviously they're trying to take Gaza back over, and there is a lot of discussions that something might happen with Iran. I don't know if they're going to be allowed to do that. I'm not sure. I think that's part of where this separation with Trump and them has happened. So obviously Israel's going to do what Israel's going to do. Many question whether or not they've got the ability to pull it off. Who knows? But this, again, the timing of this is very strange. So they're trying to piss off Christians and Jewish people alike. So it's a very interesting sacrifice that's been done. Very sad. Again, I am not trying to play down how horrible this is. This is probably two very, very kind people. Don't know a lot about them. Makes me wonder that specifically. But again, the individual suspected, his home was searched. It's Chicago resident, apparently. So his name is Elias Rodriguez. So yes, they have searched his home. We've also got cops probing his anti-Israel manifesto, allegedly written by terror suspect, again, Elias Rodriguez. This was written all before he did this shooting. So, again, this guy was very much about free Palestine and all that kind of nonsense. He is obviously not a totally sane individual. But, yeah, this craziness that's happening right now and this desire for people to feel like they can do whatever they want, or the fact that we've, inherited so many criminals into this country, it's pretty messed up how this is all playing out, I think this is him being arrested.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Yeah, so that's his whole thing. So of course, Bibi's defiant, unfazed. All of Gaza will be under Israel's control, regardless of what happens. This is what he's doing. This is what's playing out right now. So we also had, and it seems to not be related, but there was guards at the CIA headquarters. They ended up shooting a woman. They did not kill her. She was in a vehicle. She was attempting to get through the barricade. They tried to get her to stop on multiple occasions, and she continued to do crazy things. So they shot her and have arrested her. So she is, I don't know what the hell she was trying to do, other than being stupid. Again, is some of this just people that are getting triggered because of what happened, what Comey did? I mean, the timing of it's certainly questionable, right? Not a horrible direction to assume. Okay, so judge of her peers. This is, I think we vaguely talked about this, but Judge Dugan, she's been assigned a judge previously rebuked for political comments. This dude is 100% hardcore Democrat judge. He's 85 years old. He was put in, I think, by Obama. I believe it was by Biden. Somewhere in there it talks about that. But yes, he is a longstanding Democratic politician. He's been involved with the Democratic Party in the past for the Wisconsin state. He ran for Congress, so all this stuff. He's a very, very political individual. And so for him to be the judge that just randomly got chosen to deal with this judge who was letting an illegal immigrant sneak out the back of her courts because he was about to have an ICE raid on him. She literally helped abate and whatever the thing is with the criminals, right? She assisted a criminal in evading the government, the arrest. It's insane. So, yeah, again, we're watching the system try to cheat. I'm sure it'll get appealed if it's some stupid thing. It'll have to, I'm going to guess, because that's just ridiculous, but we'll see. Biden-appointed judge objects to Trump deporting illegal aliens convicted of murder, rape, child sex crimes, all with final deportation orders. Literally, they get final deportation orders. They've committed all sorts of heinous crimes, and this guy's like, no. You need to hang on to these people. So, the illegal aliens deported include 5 convicted murderers, 1 convicted robber, 1 convicted child sex predator, and 1 convicted rapist. Several of the illegal aliens were also convicted of assault, and 1 was convicted of kidnapping in addition to his murder conviction. All of the illegal aliens had final deportation orders, one that dated back to 1999 even. meaning they have been through the immigration courts and a judge has ordered them to be removed from the United States. Late on Wednesday evening, Judge Brian Murphy, appointed to the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts by Biden, this might be the one, I think the other guy maybe was by someone else, but whatever. They ruled that the Trump administration violated a preliminary injunction that he issued in April by deporting the illegal aliens convicts without giving them enough time beforehand to object to their deportations. This is just, again, it's just more bullshit. Don't get too frustrated or hung up on it. This is just part of the stuff that's got to play out. This is insanity, though. Judges have already decided they were supposed to go, and this guy's like, nope, I am more important than anybody else. So we're seeing it all play out. A federal judge blocks the shutdown of the education department. A federal judge on Thursday decided that, Trump's not allowed to shut down the Department of Education. He ordered the department to reinstate employees who were fired in mass layoffs. Of course, that's not going to actually happen. But, yeah, that's what he's trying to do. It's going to be appealed, of course. Trump's administration halts Harvard's ability to enroll international students. This has been kicked up an extra notch, it seems. But the Trump administration on Thursday halted Harvard's university's ability to enroll international students, taking aim at a crucial funding source for the nation's oldest and wealthiest college in a major escalation in the administration's efforts to pressure the elite school to fall in line with the president's agenda. So they notified Harvard about this decision after a back and forth. Obviously, Harvard's playing hardball. Okay, it's about to get harder. We'll see. ActBlue officials declined to testify. Congress has threatened subpoenas in foreign donations probe. They were supposed to show up. They didn't. The chairman of 3 powerful House committees on Thursday threatened to issue subpoenas after several current and former top officials of the Democrat online fundraising platform ActBlue declined to testify in a probe into possible foreign and fraudulent political donations, according to correspondents. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan, House Oversight Chairman James Comer, and House Administration Chairman Brian Steil, a Republican from Wisconsin, he revealed in the letters that several of the witnesses initially agreed to voluntary transcribed interviews, then pulled back through their lawyers earlier this month after President Donald Trump signed an order instructing the Justice Department to probe the platform. Yeah, somebody's getting probed. I don't think they're going to like it, that's for sure. This is kind of cool. Bhattacharya is making a lot of waves right now, and I love it. I love it. So he was doing a speech basically telling people at, was it NIH? Where was he at? I think it was NIH or CDC at NIH. He was basically telling people at the NIH, hey, look, not only did we most likely create the virus that became COVID, but it looks like we were paying for it too. And some people decided they wanted to walk out when he did that, which is kind of cool, and he handled it well, I thought.
It's possible. There's a lot of controversy over this. I'm sure there's folks in the room who disagree with me. But it's possible that the pandemic was caused by research conducted by human beings. And it's also possible that the NIH partly sponsored that research. And if that's true, it's nice to have free speech. Welcome, you guys. If it's true that we sponsored research, that caused a pandemic, and if you look at polls of the American people, that's what most people believe. And I've looked at the scientific evidence, I believe it. What we have to do is make sure that we do not engage in research that's any risk of posing any risk to human populations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that for sure, we need to stop doing that kind of crap, right? FDA is expanding its COVID vaccine warnings about heart side effect risk for young males. Finally, right? How many different athletes have we seen just drop dead on the field, right? Pretty screwed up. Here's more. This is pretty sweet, too. This is the FDA Commissioner, Marty Makary, and he's laying it out there. A little boring, but covers some really important points, and I think it's important to hear these. So, yes, again, a lot of change is starting to happen. A lot of things are coming out. Again, people, I'm sure, aren't satisfied with the speed at which things are moving. I personally am pretty impressed, frankly. But all said, here's what the USDA is doing right now. the FDA, sorry.
You shouldn't be concerned about the MAHA report. It is simply information, and it's important information about health, written by people who have excellent citations and are representing the many scientists that have been waving a flag in the air for many years saying, hey, look at root causes. We have the sickest, most disabled, most medicated, most obese population in the history of the world. Half our nation's kids are sick. And why are they sick? Because when the immune system or some inflammatory response is reacting to the many different chemicals that go down their GI tract, they feel blah, they don't feel well. And so we have got to look at root causes. Now, there's no single chemical in the food supply that is accounting for a root cause for the driving our chronic disease epidemic, but I think everything has to be on the table. We, for example, at the FDA just convened 2 days ago a roundtable on talc. Now, talc has been identified as a cancer-causing agent. It's been removed from baby powder. There have been 30 studies saying that talc may cause ovarian cancer in women with a high odds ratio and statistical significance. International cancer bodies have warned about the cancer-causing effect and the mechanism of talc, and so it's been removed from baby powder. But do you know kids are eating talc every day? It's in candy. You take chewing gum and the white powder on there, people think it's sugar. Sometimes it's talc. Talc is in our food supply. Kids are eating talc. And it's not just in food, it's in medicines. The number 1, 3, 9, and 10 most common medications in the United States have talc on it. Why? Because it's a lubricant. It's just the way we've been doing business. It's a lubricant in the machines when it's mass produced. Well, there's a low-cost alternative that is generally considered to be safe. We're not fighting anybody here. We're trying to bring the latest scientific information to inform good decisions. And I think you're going to be pleased with the MAHA Commission report. It puts at the forefront of our discussions of health many issues that scientists have been talking about for years. Never in my oncology meetings did we talk about the root causes of cancer. Cancer is going up in kids. Young people under age 50, everyone's scratching their heads. You get a diagnosis. They come to Johns Hopkins. We would look at them, and parents would say, what could possibly cause this? Well, guess what? We don't talk about any of this in our national conferences. That is what the MAHA Commission report is going to talk about. What have we been talking about? Insulin, chemotherapy, CAR T therapy, radiation, sophisticated operations. We have got to talk about food and chemicals, not just chemo and insulin. And so this MAHA Commission is going to put front and center as setting our research priorities, setting a national conversation, setting our own internal goals, so that we're going to deliver in another 100 days from today some of what we're going to do. The MAHA Commission report is a diagnosis, and I think we have to do something differently. We have a healthcare system that's breaking the budget, that's resulting in inflation, that's burdening businesses, that's the number one cause of household bankruptcy in the United States is medical bills, and no one is talking about the root cause, and that is the health of the population that is actively deteriorating right in front of our eyes. And so we've got to move from a reactionary healthcare system where we're playing whack-a-mole with all these treatments in the hospital and late stages and talk and be proactive and actually talk about the root causes and why we don't see some of these problems in other countries. I think this report is going to be the cornerstone of a broader discussion, and there's no one single ingredient that's going to be vilified.
The deep state's so screwed, and they just are. And then again, what's the deep state? The pharmaceutical, the people behind all the stuff that's definitely doing harm to us and not helping us. The people that are behind the negative programming that causes people's emotional states to be negative and bad. There's so many aspects to what happens that we're trying to fix, essentially. I mean, it's happening slowly but surely. MAHA Commission report criticizes the excessive influence of corporations and the trend towards all that stuff, I guess. This was pretty good. Yeah, we'll do it this way.
It's 69 pages long, and it lays out the roadmap that RFK Jr. thinks federal agencies can use to reduce chronic childhood illnesses in this country. And the top of the list of problems is a poor diet. This report found that up to 70% of food that most children consume contains ultra-processed ingredients.
I think everybody wants to prioritize the ultra-processed food crisis and try to reduce our reliance on ultra-processed food and try to improve the quality of the food, improve the nutrient density of our food. Little children, as they grow up, require micronutrients in their food for brain growth.
Going through the other main bullet points of this report, chemical exposures are a concern, with the authors ordering a study on pesticides by next year, a lack of physical activity and chronic stress, basically kids playing less outside and more on their screens inside, and then over-medicalization, they say. The authors think kids in this country are being over-prescribed drugs they don't need.
A generational accomplishment of the Trump administration will be reversing the childhood chronic disease crisis. It is common sense that Americans aren't chronically sick at high rates because of an absence of drugs.
Yeah, we're just poisoning ourselves. And we're told it's the right thing to do, so we believe it. It's pretty jacked up. This is pretty sweet. Secretary Leavitt, shuts down this stupid question about the video that Trump showed with the white crosses, and all the news media sources right now are trying to say it's not substantiated. Well, she substantiates it, and she substantiates it with their own bullshit, which is pretty fantastic. Check this out.
Sure. The president showed a video that he said showed more than 1,000 burial sites of white South Africans that he said were murdered. We know that that was not true and that the video wasn't showing that. So I wonder, why did the president choose to show that? True, Yamiche? It's not true that the video was showing a burial site. It is unsubstantiated that that's the case.
No, it is true that video showed the crosses that represent.
Which is what the president claimed.
The video showed images of crosses in South Africa about white farmers who have been killed and politically persecuted because of the color of their skin. And those crosses are representing their lives. Those crosses are representing their lives in the fact that they are now dead and their government did nothing about it. Are you disputing that there's no...
I'm disputing the fact that the video showed what the president claimed it showed, because it did not show that. But even more, what I'm asking you is who at the White House...
it did show that. It showed white crosses representing people who have perished because of racial persecution.
Verifies the videos that the president shows, and what protocols are in place when there's unsubstantiated information being put out for the world and world leaders to show?
Yamiche, what's unsubstantiated about the video? The video shows crosses that represent the dead bodies of people who were racially persecuted by their government. In fact, the Associated Press, of all places, has a picture of that very monument, and the caption from the Associated Press is, "Each cross marks a white farmer who has been killed in a farm murder." So it is substantiated, not just by that video and the physical evidence that everybody saw on display in the Oval Office, but also by another outlet in this room, the Associated Press. So you should take it up with them if you believe the claim is unsubstantiated. And that's a ridiculous line of questioning. John, go ahead.
I like this woman more and more every single day. Every single day. French authorities rejected a request from Telegram founder, and he wanted to come. Durov, guy wanted to come here to America for something, business trip, whatever. France says, no, we don't think such a trip abroad did not appear imperative or justified. The French dictators have decided. They don't want Durov leaving because they know he ain't coming back. France literally right now has Telegram under lock and key, and they're not letting him leave. He's literally a prisoner. He's allowed to walk freely, but he's not allowed to leave the country, which I'm just surprised he doesn't just... he's probably going to sneak out one way or another. It'd be stupid for him to continue to stay there, but I guarantee he is very watched. Very, very watched. The penny is leaving us, folks. We've been hearing that this day was going to come. It is actually finally coming. The Mint put in their last order of the, what do they call them, the plug or the blanks. The last order of blanks was put in last month. Once all the blanks are used, that is it. The day of the penny is over. In fact, the sad part is they reported that we lost $85.3 million making pennies on nearly 3.2 billion pennies. So they've created 3.2 billion pennies. Holy shit. Talk about something we probably still need, but good God. Like that, wow. $85.3 million we lost. making pennies. Meaning we didn't get that much money for what it cost us to make them. So yeah, those are going bye-bye. Trump says he's considering taking mortgage giant Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac public. That's a neat idea, I thought, when I heard it. Right? I mean, I think they're a government thing. They guarantee loans, but if you could make that a private company, make them have to kind of, do their own reporting, do their own thing, and make it stay afloat, that'd be pretty rad. That'd be pretty rad. Maybe the government backs it in some weird way, but I don't know. That's a neat idea. We'll see what happens with that. Stock prices they've kind of been a little bit all over the place today, frankly. Yeah, they were up, down, up, down. Because at one point they were way down, and then, down, not way down. They were down, and then they're up, and then they were down, and then now they're just almost neutral. S&P is probably down much the same today, which, by the way, again, this is just crazy how volatile the stock market is right now. Again, a lot up, down on NASDAQ, but it's still pulling ahead in the big picture. Gold has been, started highs, down a little, whatever. Again, folks, lots happening in the world. I don't recommend staying in their system. Their system needs to be fixed. Their system is worldwide. Their system is very big. And again, I think we're all trying to do this as safely as possible, but stuff happens. One of the best things about precious metals is they protect your wealth, or can protect your wealth. If you're in a 401k or an IRA, you can use precious metals to protect your wealth. The prices of precious metals have gone up a lot over the past few years. Silver is very undervalued, and that's one of the things when they figure paper contracts stop with silver, that's going to double, triple, quadruple. Who knows? I've heard really crazy numbers. That I think would express that we've kind of fallen off the edge if that kind of stuff happens. But 3-4 times, I think there's a strong chance we could see silver that hits numbers up in the 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 range. It's very possible. That's one of the cool things that Goldco's offering, by the way, is up to 10% free silver. All right, so you got 100,000 sitting in your 401k. You can diversify. Some would say half of it. I don't know. You can do what you feel is comfortable. If you try to do more than that, they will remind you and nudge you, hey, most people don't do that. About half is what a lot of people do. All right, so you take 50,000. Well, 50,000, you're going to get up to 10%. I think you have to have 99,000 to get 10%. I think it's 5% at 50,000. But whatever, you're going to get free silver given on top of the deal of the precious metals that you're hooking up. And it's physical metal, by the way. They literally put it in a trust. You're doing it tax-free, penalty-free. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that have to happen, a lot of pieces of the picture. They got the best customer service. They're going to help you every single way, every part of the step. They even have DocuSign and stuff like that where you literally can do this very easily, though you should be aware of the docs you're signing for sure. But all said, drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Sticking around in their system, I don't think is a good idea. I think in the end, when stuff starts to fall, and I've kind of got an example even where, the stocks fall on a company. I thought I had one of these companies here. Yeah, we had, again, just sometimes companies do something in the middle of the night. That health company, right? Their stocks have been getting creamed because all the scandal that we're finding out about, the one that the CFO got shot, which CEO, whatever. So again, we don't know how the deep state companies are going to fall, but we're going to see those collapse. You've probably, again, your funds, they're managed by groups. A lot of that money goes into those deep state companies. They're funding those. Look at a lot of the stuff on the books that you got. You'll trip. You'll be like, oh my God, these are definitely deep state companies. And that's the thing. And a lot of those aren't going to make it. Some will. A lot of them won't. Again, it's protection. You're putting your money into something that as things get crazier, it just goes up in value. And then when it's time to transition or transfer, well, it's going to be a gold or silver-backed currency anyway. It's going to be asset-backed. So you already made one of the steps to get there. Just makes it that much easier. Go to drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Get out of that system while you can and take as much of your stuff with you while you can. Because they don't want you to have any money. They want you broke. And Trump and them, sure, they want you to get through this, but the stock market's a shaky thing. Just be careful. All right, we got a lot going on with this big, beautiful bill. It advanced the bill in a 20-hour marathon. Apparently, in total, and this is kind of strange to me, 537 amendments have been submitted to rules. None yet from Democrats, literally none from Democrats. At that point, Democrats were like, yeah, we're voting no on this. We don't care. This ain't whatever. It's weird, though. They didn't even try. A lot of people are a little miffed at him for that, in fact. It ended up passing. We had a 215 yay vote. We had 2 nays from the Republicans, 1 present, and 2 not voted. One of the not votes, apparently, we're going to find out in a second, was someone that was sleeping in the back room. Unfortunately, no one woke him. Democrats all unanimously voted 212 nay. So they got a 214 nay, 215 yay. It passed. And that was with 2 Republican nays and 1 present, which I think we get all 3 of those here in a second. Now, here is one of these little things that came out of this. It sounds kind of cool. It's going to bolster Medicaid work requirements and increase eligibility checks. It bars Medicaid CHIP funding for gender-affirming care for minors. It blocks Medicaid dollars from nonprofit reproductive health providers, defunding Planned Parenthood costs. That's about $300 million just for that. 8.6 million plus Americans without health insurance by 2034. So it's trying to, I guess, bolster some of those things. This MSNBC, so I'm sure they're trying to make it play out bad. AndrewGabino, he's the one that was apparently snoozing. I think it's this dude here. Johnson was kind of bummed, but he's a dear good friend of mine, so whatever the case was, the dude was sleeping and missed the vote. I mean, his vote apparently wasn't needed, but he missed the vote nonetheless. 5 Republicans who didn't vote for Trump's big, beautiful bill. Thomas Massie, Kentucky, voted against it. Fucker. Warren Davidson, Ohio, voted against it. Don't know enough about you to dislike you nearly as much as I dislike Thomas Massie. Andy Harris, he voted present. He's from Maryland. David Schweikert, he's from Arizona. He did not vote. And Andrew Gabarino, he did not vote as well. So they're your people. Thomas Massie is forever a pile of shit, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. It's going to take him so much effort to get out from underneath that literal pile of crap. Donald Trump trooped this out. The one big, beautiful bill has passed the House of Representatives. This is arguably the most significant piece of legislation that will ever be signed in the history of our country. This bill includes massive tax cuts, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, tax deductions when you purchase an American-made vehicle, along with strong border security measures, pay raises for our ICE and Border Patrol agents, funding for the Golden Dome, Trump savings accounts for newborn babies, and much more. Great job by Speaker Johnson and the House leadership, and thank you to every Republican who voted yes on this historic bill. Now it's time for our friends in the United States Senate to get to work and send this bill to my desk as soon as possible. There is no time to waste. The Democrats have lost control of themselves and are aimlessly wandering around, showing no confidence, grit, or determination. They have forgotten their landslide loss in the presidential election and are warped in the past, hoping someday to revive open borders for the world's criminals to be able to pour into our country, men to be able to play in women's sports, and transgender for everybody. They don't realize that these things and so many more like them will never again happen. Now, I do understand Rand Paul. He's not liking this bill. He doesn't like the fact that it raises the debt ceiling $4 trillion over the next 2 years. I can get that. I don't know. I can't necessarily get behind the fighting on this. I don't know. I kind of feel like we need to push some of this stuff through. I think through Doge and savings that we're finding there, that's helping. Through tariffs, that's also helping bring in more income, which is going to lower some of this debt. I think what he's doing is giving us a ceiling that's acceptable for what we need, and then if his processes and policies work the way we think they will, we'll never get near that debt, and we should actually start going in the reverse direction. I think that's the plan. But we needed the essentially the flash cash, if you will, to get the ball rolling and to be able to move forward until we can start getting some more money from like gold, the gas, and oil and stuff like that, right? And we obviously are making some deals for technology and aircraft, and so again, getting some of this stuff spun up takes a little time, and that's one of the things I think we need to just kind of let play out, whatever the case is. But yes, yeah, Rand Paul, of course. Not as bad as Massey, but getting there. Trump and Grenell, they secure the release of a U.S. Air Force veteran. The guy's been detained in Venezuela since November. His name is Joseph St. Clair. His parents, Scott and Patty, obviously St. Clair. They're very happy. So Rick Grenell was cruising back with them. Pretty nice little dig there, food-wise. I don't know what this was. This yogurt? I don't know what that shit is. Yeah, I don't even soup. I don't even know what the hell's going on here. Fruit and whatever. Looks delicious. I'm hungry. U.S. scientists forecast above normal 2025 hurricane season. It's what they're saying. We'll see. Not that I don't think they'll be able to create that many storms. They probably will. I think they're expecting, 3 to 5 major hurricanes with sustained winds of at least 111 miles an hour. What is that? Roughly a Cat 3? Is that meh? Or is that Cat 2? Or I don't know. Whatever. I thought like 150 I thought was close to the Cat 5. Anyway, whatever. The Atlantic hurricane season, which begins in June, is forecast to produce 13 to 19 named tropical storms, or depressions as they sometimes call them, because they make you so sad. And that is what is going on. And no, that's not why they name them that. So I think it has to do with the pressure gradient, the difference in pressure. It's a depression. Pete Hegseth orders comprehensive review of Biden's botched Afghanistan withdrawal. Good. Hopefully we find out what's going on with all that nonsense, right? Fox News accuses Smartmatic executives of deleting evidence amid 2020 defamation lawsuits. Court filing Wednesday, Fox News accused Smartmatic of brazen and purposeful destruction of evidence amid the voting machine company's multi-billion-dollar defamation case against the media company. The filing from Fox claims that nearly 24 executives and sales personnel at Smartmatic deleted data that was relevant to the damages claims that the company is pursuing. This occurred, Fox claims, either shortly before or while this case was pending. For many witnesses, the spoliation is pervasive and resulted in the apparent deletion of all or nearly all of their mobile data. Big no-no. Big no-no. And they destroyed text messages, which those get logged for 3 years plus or something because of something to do with, I think, 9/11 or something crazy. I don't know. For whatever the case is, some stupid law they passed way back when. I think it was a lefty law. But they had to keep more records of it, probably because of Trump. I don't know. Whatever the case is, MyPillow, man, we got a sweet deal going on, and we got to take advantage of this. I don't know how long we get this, like a week. He's literally offered this to 3 of us. Bannon's War Room, us, and one other group. I don't know who the other the peoples are. But this is the exclusive special. Free multi-use MyPillow 2.0 and USA Revival Roll and Go cover with any purchase. Any purchase. You're getting this free cool pillow with the American flag thing on it. And it's the 2.0 pillow too. It's a little smaller guy, but it's a super cool pillow. And you get that free. Also, anything over $100, you're getting $100 in digital coupes. And from what we're hearing, the coupes that you get are sweet. There's some pretty sweet stuff in there. So you definitely want to come to MyPillow. First off, mypillow.com/OTF. That's mypillow.com/OTF. Have you tried their towels yet? If not, find their towel. Their towels are amazing. The dish towels are incredible. The regular dry bath towels are incredible. When I say incredible, I mean they literally absorb water. They are like what towels are supposed to do. What I've bought some really nice towels before in the past from, Bed Bath & Beyond. I think even got some from Nordstrom's one time just to see what the hell real rich people towels are like. They don't absorb. They've got some sort of chemical on them that makes them feel soft, but they're not actually good. And in fact, I think this MyPillow towels feel actually kind of softer in a different way, but actually once you start using them, you're like, this is what a towel should be. This is what it should feel like, and it actually dries you. Ladies, you used to wrapping up your hair. Trust me, the first time you use a MyPillow towel, your hair will have dried too quickly. It'll piss you off. Also, these energy drinks are incredible. Just drank the other day before I went into the gym, and it helps so much. And again, it's no sugar, so it's not messing with any of my ketosis and stuff that I got going on in the morning, which is important to me. You can get a free 3-pack if you haven't tried it yet. You should at least try it. It gives you all 3 flavors. I think you got to pay shipping, but it's super yummy. If not, they're giving up to a 30% discount just to get the 12 packs. They're really good. Like I said, I got the lemonade and I got the blue one, the blueberry citrus. Oh, those two are so good. The green apple is delicious. It tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher, essentially. That was like my least favorite Jolly Rancher, like, so that's the only reason I don't have that flavor. It is extraordinarily green apple. It is. If you like green apple, you're gonna be all over that. Again, Percale sheets, they got a sweet deal going on the sheets right now, and also the Giza sheets, a sweet deal. Both of these, any size, they're at one price. And again, this is because he made a bunch, too many of them from box stores and then backed out on them. So both the Giza and the Percale, they've got, again, the Giza sheets are nicer cotton, higher thread count. That's why they cost more. It's a nicer sheet. But $29.98, you got some spare rooms, your kids' rooms, whatever. It's an excellent sheet, especially for what you need at home. And $29.98, any size. Again, great sheets. The towels, incredible. Beach towels, same deal. I got their beach towels. They're actually really big, too. They're really good size. And the dog beds, you got to love your dogs, folks. They've got, again, the jury thing. He's even got it in there. You can donate through here if you want, which is pretty awesome. Again, pet blankets, mattresses, blankets of all kinds, $25 on all different kinds of blankets. Check it out. Go to mypillow.com/OTF. mypillow.com/OTF. Get your exclusive special pillow and break $100 somehow and get your free digital coupons. You're going to be stoked that you did. Go to mypillow.com/OTF. That's mypillow.com/OTF. Get the best night of sleep you have ever had. All right. Let's see. The U.S. Treasury Department targets key members of the Los Zetas terrorist organization. It's strange that the Treasury Department's going after him, but it's. I would assume that means it involves money in somewhere. I don't know. I found it strange that the Treasury Department is going after a gang, but this is what's happening. Apparently, they do come back and forth across the border, and they are doing business and shouldn't be. So whatever the case is, we do have some cartel wars that are starting to spin up, folks. Things are going to get a little interesting, most likely, or possibly a lot interesting. CCP, Russia, Iran have been apparently collaborating with cartels to smuggle fentanyl into the U.S. through Canada. They've been smuggling it through Vancouver, of all places, over there on the west coast here in Canada, just above Washington State. Very interesting that they're doing this. I've only been there once in my life. It was, what was it? It was some World Fair type thing. I forget the name of it. Anyway, we drove up in the middle of the night. It was exhausting. But it was pretty cool. All said, forever ago. I was a young lad at that time. That's happening. So we got Russia, Tehran, and China. Everybody that hates us, essentially, is trying to smuggle fentanyl through our northern border. And in a lot of cases, we've come to find out they're actually manufacturing it up in Canada. There was a story I was reading today that was talking about that. So, yeah, crazy. Britain was trying to give away land under crucial Indian Ocean U.S. airbase. It goes ahead after a legal challenge was overturned. I think this is the one that has to do with this story. He signed a deal to hand the Chagos Islands over to the Mauritius. These are the people basically where Diego Garcia is, except in this case, this isn't actually the Diego Garcia part, but they do have a base over here, and then they're going to pay these people a whole bunch of money to lease it for 99 years. So they're just going to give them a one-time chunk of money, but essentially they own it. But apparently now you guys did own it. Now you've given it to somebody, and now you're going to get charged to use it. That doesn't sound smart. Now, they tried to do the same thing with the Diego Garcia, and apparently that one was not allowed to go through. Government claims that the landmark agreement will secure the future of the strategically critical UK-US military base in Diego Garcia, one of our most significant contributions to the transatlantic defense and security partnership. Again, Keir Starmer was trying to give that one up as well. We actually use that too. We've got B-52s there apparently right now. We've got a small squad of F-15s, and we've also got some of our B-1 or our stealth bombers there. What was that? The B-2, right? So yeah, we got stuff there, and Keir Starmer is, I don't know, doing what he feels he needs to, I guess, right? So High Court stopped him giving away the Diego Garcia, thank goodness. But the other one I don't. This is also the Chagos Islands. Okay, so yeah, this was stopped. I don't know, it feels like this went back and forth. Whatever the case was, I think the Keir Starmer was not able to give it up. Thursday morning, the handover should be suspended pending a legal judge. The Justice Goose ordered a stay of action, take no conclusive or legally binding steps to conclude its negotiations concerning the possible transfer of this area, the Chagos Archipelago. Yep. So anyway, I think we've kept it. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at with it. Good Lord, that was confusing. I was confused. You were confused. We're all confused. Russian ballistic missile destroys Ukrainian Patriot complex. It took out the air radar thing on it, the AN/MPQ-65 radar. That's really what controls it all. You get a bunch of little missile batteries that are usually spread apart so you don't make them easy target. And then the radar is what can missile launch, 1 from 2 from 4, right? So it kind of organizes a lot of that. Blowing that up just destroyed this whole entire thing. None of it's worth anything now. They say these whole systems cost roughly $1 billion. That radar component of it, it's probably a good chunk of that price, but I would assume the missiles are pretty pricey in the big picture. Whatever the case is, they blew one up. Nearly 500 Ukrainian drones have apparently been downed over Russia in the last couple days, and Russia has been beating up on Ukraine pretty badly. And Ukraine, of course, is like, well, I thought you said you wanted to stop fighting. And it's like, we wanted an agreement, and you said certain things were impossible, which was that Russia's keeping the land that it's taken from you of the people that voted they didn't want to be a part of Ukraine anymore. And Zelensky of Ukraine insists that, no, that's our land. That's a non-starter, even though he was shelling those people because they were pro-Russia. Again, a lot of this goes back to when the government was overthrown by our CIA. And they got overthrown from a pro-Russia government to a pro-Western government. And then that pro-Western government and these eastern areas in Crimea didn't get along so well because they were pro-Russia. So yeah, it created a lot of problems. Someone else has got some problems right now, which is pretty damn funny. Kim Jong-un. He has got this brand new ship. Really proud of it. It's proud of this brand new ship. Problem was, they got this little system that slides it into the water when it's ready. Somehow, this thing started sliding before it was supposed to start sliding, and not all the things were behaving the way they were supposed to, and so because of that, it got damaged. Got damaged pretty bad, in fact. It didn't sink, I don't think, but they did say, I think it was laying on its side at one point. Whatever the case, it's very embarrassing. He has almost assuredly killed some people for it, probably beat the living piss out of them first and then killed them. So sad. I'm sure someone screwed up, but yeah, they blamed it on inexperienced command and operational carelessness. And he condemned it, this mishap, as an unacceptable act of criminal negligence and ordered immediate repairs. He's expecting this thing to be repaired by June. They've got a big old party, so they are going to have to bust their butts to figure out how to fix that. But that's a big, giant ass embarrassment for them. Supreme Court rules 4-4 against the nation's first publicly funded religious charter school. This was going to happen in Oklahoma. I believe it was a Catholic school, was it? Anyway, whatever the case was, I personally think I'm glad they did this. I'm glad they kept it from happening. Justice Comey Barrett pulled herself from it because she is a Catholic, so that's why it's only 8 people voting. But this was not passed, and again, federally funded or taxpayer-funded private or religious schools, I don't know. I think we're getting into weird waters when we do that. You run into the problem. And I know all the religious people will be like, but Dan, that's crazy. Why not? We want religious schools. Sure, and they should be paid for, and you should be able to write it off and stuff, unquestionably. But when tax dollars start going to it, now you've got to be fair to, all religions, right? You can't just, one religion can't have it. Now I've got to fund 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Which religions? Where do we draw the line? Because Satanism is considered a religion, by the way. So now you'd have to allow for federally funded Satanist school? Again, I say keep religion out of it. Religion's supposed to be separate, right? Separation of church and state. I still think that's best. I like the idea of doing prayer and stuff in school, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I mean, I love it. Love it. But at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea to have taxpayer money paying for religious schools. I don't think it's appropriate, personally. I don't know, but what do you guys think? I don't know. We'll see. Put it in the comments. Have a discussion about it. Be nice to each other. Amazon's lobbying against ban on Chinese products gives away their exposure in the CCP, says analysts. They are realizing that Walmart, Amazon, Target, are all very heavily into Chinese products, and right now they're getting screwed because their prices have gone up a bit. China's just passing it along straight to them. It's not actually happening quite the way they wanted it to. Rather than eating the costs or some of the costs, they're actually trying to pass it on to consumers, and consumers are like, yeah, I guess I don't need that stuff that bad then. Thanks. So Amazon has been actually trying to stop some of the legislation that Trump's been doing that would bar the purchasing of certain Chinese products. It's very interesting what they're doing. And they're lobbying for this. This is, by the way, for our national security, is why our Trump administration is going to stop buying these products, because they're putting all sorts of crazy relays and stuff in there where they could take control. And we can't trust that. But yet Amazon's, because they're solely focused on being able to make as much money as possible, they don't really care about the security of our country. It's pretty messed up, man. Obviously they don't care because they're fighting it, and then they're lobbying against it. Kind of messed up. Rare May nor'easter is going to be bringing some gloom over there to the East Coast to you guys, I guess, over the Memorial Day weekend. It's unfortunate for you guys. I can't imagine it's going to be stupid cold, is it, this time of year? I mean, it'd probably get cold-ish, but, I mean, not like winter, right? Like, I don't know, whatever. But it's apparently a 1-2 punch of storms going to deliver heavy rain and gusty winds to the northeast and parts of the mid-Atlantic through the end of the week and into some of the holiday weekend. This is what they're calling miserable weather. I'm directly quoting them. Finally, Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay. He has died at age 65. I don't know if he was sick or what. It's pretty young, right? This kind of caught me a little off guard. And significant individual, usually people that own sporting teams are usually stupid rich people. So I'm very interested what all this is about. Irsay's father apparently purchased the team back in 72. So, yeah, I don't know what all this is about or if there's any scandal in this. There's probably some scandal. There should be. It's always scandal, right? Always scandal. Again, a lot happening. I got the Law of One show. I think we're doing, 17 and 18 sessions, 17 and 18 today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Literally in about 50 minutes, I'm going to be going live. I'll try to get this all uploaded, and hopefully you guys are able to watch both. But again, a lot's happening. A lot happened in just 24 hours, blowing my mind. And we'll be talking again tomorrow. I bet a lot more is going to happen over the next short period of time. I love you guys. We're going to do this together. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.